what's up? This is Chris Paul, and this is the official last word.
Dope.
Ha 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 ha. Dope. Yeah, party people in the place to be. As you can see, I be the last EMP and sitting directly across from me.
It's Be Righteous. And I don't know if your shit whack. I'm gonna definitely call you on it. So it's like, that's what I stand on. And
All right.
Peace.
You already know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting, action-packed the umbrella of Big Bad Radio. As already stated, I am the last emperor, accompanied by the great God Be Righteous. We got my man Boom on the boards, making everything crisp and clean with no caffeine. We got a guest here tonight, sitting in, brother Hakeem, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We in the building.
Akeem. No H.
Without the
he's
H,
not like,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like the dream.
But with an N. Hakeem the dream, no doubt. Glad to have him aboard as well, adding on to the discussion. And we're here, man. It's another crisp, cold day in December, the 19th to be exact. Knowledge born, and we're doing exactly that. We're making what needs to be known, manifested, and laying that foundation for the listening audience.
No question.
And as always, a lot going on. I've had a lot going on in my personal life as far as home, and those that know what I do from 9 to 5 know that this is a very busy season for me, and it's a bit hectic. It's a bit hectic. Participate in Christianity. This is very significant to them. All about running around, getting gifts, and spreading, as they say, Yuletide cheer. And definitely keeping those of us who supply the public with packages very, very busy, as they say. I haven't really had a chance to really follow too much politically. Be Righteous, are you aware of what's going on? I know somebody's about to do time. One of those dudes linked up with Trump or whatever.
One of them fuck boys. I don't know the fucking secretary or something, or the cocksucker of this or whatever. I don't know. Like it's a lot of fuck shit. I know they the boy put in a good word to try to, what's it, the nigga's name, Flynn?
Okay.
Yeah, try to keep Flynn from doing time. Like, they trying to get him just like, probation when he should be, you know what I'm saying? Because that's actually, they should be getting, like that's almost like treason.
Yeah.
What they did. So it's like, for them to get away with that, which I mean, like, like what they eat don't make me shit. So, I mean, that's what that. Then I know your favorite reality type of shit. Where the nigga was at the concert begging for his wife. What's the fuck this nigga's name?
Offset.
Yeah, Offset. Yeah, Reset, Offset, whatever the fuck this nigga's name is. He was begging for his wife because she caught him cheating, and like, I don't know, like, what the fuck is on cat's mind. She should clean him out. I just hope she fuck with a brother like me. I'm a good nigga, Cardi. You know what I'm saying? You got God right here, so like, she fuck with me, we'll air his pockets out. You know what I'm saying? And I'll have her. Not a female artist. Fuck all y'all. She went from zero to hero in less than a year. Ain't no other. I don't even know of any male hip hop artists that went from just being a regular motherfucker in less than a year got Super Bowl commercial.
Right.
So she, like, I got the utmost.
Now, what would you
respect.
accredit that to?
She wear blood shoes, nigga.
Okay. Illuminati?
No. Just, I mean, it was just the timing and, I guess partially the reality show, set, and she has a look. It's just like the perfect storm. You know what I'm saying? All things. And then, I mean, even like even though like she doesn't, have the best diction, you could feel what she's saying. So she's a good actress.
She about that shmoney.
Right. Exactly. So it's like, she make money moves. You
Right.
know what I mean? That like you can't front on her. I
Right.
mean, we talk about a laugh joke, make yourself more marketable by, brushing up and tightening up certain things. It's
Right.
funny. I was talking about Donovan McNabb earlier today, and one of the things that I despised about him was that I liked him coming out of college, and I mean, 7-8 years in the league, you should be able to throw an accurate pass. You see what I'm saying? Like that's not anything that takes a long time to correct.
Right.
We seen
Right.
Eric Sherman, clear up a lisp.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like, do you have the desire?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, like, come on, man, you got people ending their careers early because you can't throw a pass and hit somebody on their hands or put it in a reasonable place.
Right.
I lose respect for you. How many years is Andy Reid gonna make excuses for you, nut ass? But so it's, whole nother thing. Then he was a pervert.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, hey, listen, he it was enough to get it. He wasn't even prime time on ESPN. He was just on ESPN radio.
Right.
Like he got on the mix late in the night. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even like, commentate. It wasn't like Marv Albert was biting women. You know what I'm saying? He's still like, oh, he's from down
together. But now back on a political note, because I definitely think this is worth noting, considering that we have been studying things politically and what's going on with the Trump administration, and this is of great note. Michael Cohen is actually the person who's being sentenced to 3 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
According to USA Today, despite admitting to lying to investigators in Congress, former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in prison by a federal judge. The sentencing of President Donald Trump's former personal lawyer and fixer might mark the end of a wrenching chapter for Michael Cohen, but the political and legal implications of Cohen's capitulation have only darkened the shadow that looms over the Trump White House. The worst of what New York federal prosecutors and Russia special counsel Robert Mueller revealed in court papers last week, Trump's alleged implication in hush money payments to mistresses and Cohen's early campaign contacts with Russians probably represents only a fraction of what they have gathered in multiple probes that have reached deep into Trump's inner circle. Trump sought to brush away the hush money payments to two women who claimed to have had affairs with him as civil matters, quote unquote, but the details to dismiss. U.S. District Court Judge William Pauley said Cohen's smorgasbord of crimes, including the payments that prosecutors said were directed by Trump, highlight a level of deception and sophistication motivated by personal greed. So yeah, man, Michael Cohen's doing 3 years.
He ain't gonna do 3 years. He gonna appeal it.
Okay.
Donald out of there in like another year. He gonna pardon him.
Okay.
And that's how it's going down. You dig me? I'm just telling you.
I think it's very, very interesting that, I mean, I knew at some point someone would be the fall guy for this whole Russia probe and any and everything surrounding it. I knew eventually somebody was going to get slapped on the hand for something. I'm just wondering if this is the only situation like that. Like, will there be a sort of punishment? I'm not saying everyone's going to do time, but some sort of punishment as a result.
Dog and pony.
Yeah, just something to.
You see, the misdirection came. Let me show you something. Forgive me. The only reason I know this news shit is because I got these updates. I ain't gonna front like I watched the news, right?
Okay.
So CNN says and USA Today and la shit pop. These fuck niggas sent out this morning that they pulling out the troops out of Syria.
Okay.
Right? ISIS has been contained and la and if not, we can go from Iran at them and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's misdirection because, all right, so the sentencing came for Cohen. It had to be done, but that gets buried in the news now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because of the serious shit.
Right.
So I mean, it's just all like it's one
Bait and
big game.
switch.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one big game. It's misdirection. It's like nothing up a sleeve. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like, what's here? And then they slap you in the head with the other hand. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just one of those things. I mean, all types of stuff. They like that was also to diffuse that they raised the interest rate, even though the economy is failing. They raised the interest rate again.
Right.
Economy's floundering.
Right.
So it's just like you gotta know how they playing the game and just step out of the way of the broom. You ain't gotta get swept up in it. Just don't get caught up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I agree. Totally agree with that.
It's like you can't do nothing about the broom, but you get up against the wall and shit, like getting the cut. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And let the broom just go by you. And do what you got to do for you and your family. Go out here and become like the last emperor, a bearer of arms.
Hey, man.
And
Gotta
I'm not
have
sure.
them.
Yeah, gotta have them.
Gotta have 'em.
How many firearms do you have?
Currently, 4,
4 and counting.
5 actually.
5 and counting.
Yeah,
How many handguns?
3.
3 handguns. You got an Israeli goose gun?
No.
You might want to get one of them.
Okay, what's the science on that?
Oh, it's nice.
Okay.
It's nice. It's nice. So, I mean, big up Second Amendment, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and,
right.
Like, be responsible, educate your children.
Absolutely.
You never know it's going to come a day
Absolutely.
where they may have to bust, but you don't want to encourage them, but just educate them.
Right.
It's a real thing, and, it's like, it is what it is.
Right.
Like they were created. You need to have yours if they going to have theirs.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. And other political news, for those that may be aware, there's potentially another government shutdown looming.
Misdirection. All of that scare tactics.
Right. Here from CNN, effort to avert government shutdown hits headwinds in Senate.
Ooh.
Washington, quick action on a short-term government spending bill to avert a shutdown stalled in the U.S. Senate on Wednesday after unnamed senators who are trying to advance public lands legislation objected to allowing an immediate vote. Congress only has a narrow window to pass the stop-gag measure and send it to President Donald Trump's desk for his signature before funding expires for several key government agencies and triggers a partial shutdown at midnight on Friday. The senators who are objecting to an immediate vote are trying to force passage of a package of 120 bills before the congressional session ends at the end of the year. The idea is to get the whole lands package done. Alaskan Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski has put together a number of bills that are very important to the West, said John Barrasso, a Wyoming Republican, who said he hasn't put a hold on the bill. It's been 4 years in the making. People have put a lot of time and effort, and it's the end of the session. A large group of Western senators from both parties huddled for a lengthy conversation during a vote on the Senate floor Tuesday night to discuss how to advance the lands package. Murkowski, who chairs the Energy and National Resources Committee, was in the center of the conversation. There was no immediate response from her office about the issue. So yeah, man, they're talking about a potential government shutdown. How that affects us is okay. Maybe you won't be able to, go into court Friday or what have you. But other than that, how does it really affect the common man? And,
all the motherfuckers in the government, all nervous. So I hope he signed it. Right. Oh no, it's gonna be a horrible. What can we return those gifts? Oh goddamn! Oh, it's just playing with the people's emotions.
Yeah.
And then they do what? Donald Trump's got to sign a bill, so he look like a fuck nigga right now because his man is in jail. But it returns all the focus, all the spotlight, and the focus back to him, right? Donald Trump. Oh, thank you, President Trump. I'm so glad you signed the bill. We needed the help, So now he's both the damn, the hero for the Democrats, and a Republican.
Right.
You know, this is funny, man. That's real reality TV. Real reality TV.
Clearly.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So you've been on deck with the government and a carrier capacity, right?
Yes, sir.
For 10 plus.
Yes, sir.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Anybody ever stick you up?
Nah, I've been in some situations, like a couple situations, but I never got directly accosted like that.
Mhm.
Like I remember one time when I was a younger sub, I get back to the station and they're like, you gotta go to a particular part of North Philly, and take over where somebody else left off. We had a little incident. They never told me what the incident was, and then later on I found out that the guy that they sent out there ahead of me, somebody pulled out a weapon on him, and he was colored. So it was like, he was shook, and it was like, okay, you can go home, take the rest of the day off. But they sent me out there.
Super nigger.
Exactly. Oh, you're familiar with that area, aren't you? No, I'm from West Philly. Oh, it doesn't matter. You can go out there. So they sent me out there, and of course, nothing happened. But aside from that, I think something that's I guess it's kind of always happened, but there's definitely a lot more of it going on now with people getting certain contraband through our service.
Okay.
And approaching those of us who deliver, like, yo, I'm waiting on something. I know you got it. Give it here. And you say, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have it or whatever. And it's, oh, yes, you do. And you're going to give it here. You know what I mean? That's happened to a few people. And I've had people ask certain things, but, willfully enough, I'm able to diffuse those sort of situations and let people know that it's not just going to be like easy for them to take that, you know what I mean, that approach. But, I've had certain coworkers that definitely have had certain incidents happen to them.
No, I've heard of cats getting fucked. I've never fucked with a letter carrier, even when I was little,
right?
Little dickhead running around,
right?
I don't know, fuck with bus drivers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mischief night,
right?
Rotten tomatoes, eggs, and shit, snowballs at the, but I don't think we ever threw snowballs at the letter carrier.
Yeah, most of the time. Well, see, our era, we knew. This guy's got mommy's check potentially. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So it's like, let's not mess with him too much. It was that era where, he was a staple pillar of the community. Hey, there's Mr. You know what I mean? Such and such. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? You know what I mean? But I think now that narrative is different. Obviously, there's different drugs out here. There's a different attitude with the young people. This whole anybody can get it sort of thing. So, again, you do see and hear situations, and then on top of that, this whole notion of us working at night, that wasn't always a thing. You usually see your carrier during the day and, maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but that was stretching it. Now it's like,
5 o'clock in the afternoon, I saw this, maybe 4 something. I saw this nigga at the bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was at
something to that effect.
Right.
Back in the day. But now it's like, you got people out here out working right now. I know for a fact people that I know personally that are working
out there
right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's just it speaks to a larger societal situation with, how we view those people that serve our communities, and how young people today view anyone who, serves their community, or anyone in a uniform or that isn't on the same quote unquote wave that they're on. You know what I mean? And that whole anybody can get it mentality. And then you fuse that with somebody that might be sipping lean all day and popping pills. The desperation is heightened. So it's like, again, anybody can get it.
Yeah, it was like that for me. I was just sitting there thinking like, damn, I never fucked with the letter carrier and
Right.
shit. I mean, Chinese store,
Right.
you fuck with them.
Mhm.
Certain proprietors, like that you didn't know if they had a gun, you mess with them, meaning like black proprietors.
Right.
You know, the Korean ones.
Right.
Most of them had guns. So it's
Right.
like just to brandish the gun, it was like, damn, you know, this
Right.
nigga like bust. Cops, I fuck with cops. Never fuck with a letter carrier. I was just sitting there thinking about the bus drivers, you know, crossing guards. I don't know why. I was like, why ain't I never fuck with one of them?
Right.
You know, just one of those things.
Yeah,
but,
man.
You know,
Yeah, man. Again, used to be a time where we were respected pillars in the community, and to a large degree still are.
these are
You
the
know what I
people in your
mean?
neighborhood.
And then people automatically would be like I got an uncle that was kind of playing the streets for a while, and he used to always say, man, people know, like, that's immediate 10 years to even, you know what I mean? To even really come at y'all wrong or intimidate y'all. So ain't nobody making no noise. But now, again, that narrative is different, and you do hear incidents of, you know, people getting robbed and stuff like that. You know? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I ain't know about the 10-year thing, but I don't think that was it. That would have been enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy because I mean, like I told you, I was threatening feds.
Okay.
Like, you know, like it was okay to like, listen, don't you do this no motherfucking more. La da 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 da. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, like, oh and on. I think back and I was like, wow, it was a little brash. But
yeah, these young boys today, man, they just don't care. They just don't care. But speaking of the holiday season, getting into tonight's topic, I thought it would be very apropos for us to examine how hip hop once again influences the marketing of literally everything, especially here in the wilderness of North America, where we know it's all about putting items out there that we feel we need and marketing these items to the extent that we feel like we have to have them. And one of the best mediums for marketing whatever America is selling has been rap music per se and hip hop culture in general. I remember, you know, I'm sure those of us in the room of a certain age, I can remember seeing like the first time like Fred Flintstone and like what was the cereal Fruity Pebbles had a commercial where Barney's like breakdancing. You know what I mean? And like just how I was like, wow, like even at that age, I knew I was like, yo, we're really like taking over everything. Like rap music and hip hop is like literally taking over, or even like the Kool-Aid guy popping and you know what I mean? Oh yeah, and he's popping in the commercial. You know what I'm saying? Like for Kool-Aid. So it's like I knew like okay, they're using this to market literally everything. And holiday season is no different. You know, when it comes to, you know, the so-called Christmas holiday, you know, the whole thing about Santa Claus bringing gifts and things of that nature, you know, obviously, you know, certain of us in the room do not subscribe to those things. I'm sure you've grown up though, being very aware of the Christmas holiday, and I'm sure to a certain degree looking forward to waking up and ripping open.
Hey, it's nothing more exhilarating, God. Hey, listen, we was midnight, motherfuckers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about there wasn't no wait to the sun.
Right.
12 what? Down the steps. Everything. You didn't take your time to open this shit. Just ripping up.
Right.
Tearing the box open while you tear the paper open.
Right.
I mean, listen, they used to have I remember going from the McDonald's. They had McDonald's, motherfucker. I'm talking like literally McDonald's, like it's toys.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right,
I remember that. Yeah, the McDonald's play set. Yeah,
right. I had the McDonald's play set.
Yeah.
I think I got like for at least 2 or 3 years in a row. I got bikes on that day.
Okay.
I mean, we got the Nintendo with the 8-person joint with the pads where you run on it for the track and with the gun and all of that.
Okay, yeah.
And that was at the bar when my man shit for like 6 or 7 months. I had his whole Nintendo, but we used to have to put a cartridge on top of the cartridge because something was the matter with his short, and play double dribble. So I mean, like we went to it was just all types of crazy gifts. I was never really too much into decorating the tree.
Okay.
I mean, the candy cane thing, we always had something dope in the stockings. My grandmother knitted stockings and put your name on it and shit. We had the dope stockings. So it's like, and then I always say some dickhead shit. Like I remember one year my sister bought me, everybody was rocking Eddie Bauer shit. So, everybody wanted that blue, the navy blue, or the red, rain jacket.
Eddie Bauer jacket.
Yeah, right. With the bag, right?
Right.
So we ain't get that shit, right?
Okay.
But my sister did give me a dope, it's a long sleeve, shirt and like the corduroy cap. And I said something like, cause that was the shit I wanted, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was slick, she had it wrapped in the Eddie Bauer box and everything. I'm like, damn, I said some shit that hurt her feelings, but I only remember them because it wasn't what I wanted.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna go get the shit that I want. You know what I'm saying? But I walked it. It was a nice little set. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
it went well with the Nautica and all of that. But it was like, nigga, I mean, I'm telling you, guy, like, it was nothing more exciting, man. Nothing more exciting. I just, year after year after year. I don't think no child should be deprived of that. 4 or 5 boxes. Oh, damn, thank you. Oh, damn, thank you. Then you go to your man's crib the following morning.
All right.
You think you did some shit. This nigga got ColecoVision. This and that. And he's the only child, so he had thousands of boxes up under the tree.
Okay.
Grandmother, uncle, aunt. Yeah. So it was just like, all the single children, you hated going to their crib.
Okay.
You hated going. They had everything.
They hit the jackpot.
Oh, nigga, I'm trying to tell you. And my sister used to overdo it, like when she had, because it's 10 years between my nephew and my niece.
Okay.
She overdid it with my nephew, overdid it with my niece. Oh, she was just like compulsive. They be, 4 o'clock in the morning, Black Friday. You know what I'm saying? Nothing better, man.
Yeah, I can't say I've had it to the full out experience, but definitely a few times that my grandmother was like, yo, they need to know what this is kind of like, at least a little bit.
And you got no chance over that boxer, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
See, nothing like it. It's nothing more exciting over the box. You don't know what the hell it is.
Right,
but it's got your name on it.
Right, that's
and
true.
It's a couple of them.
That's true.
It's one thing you get because most people don't wrap stuff up for your birthday.
Right.
They just take and bring you your shit or take you to the store, let you pick something out.
Right.
That's fucked up. These children can't do that now. Ain't no more Kitty City.
Right.
No more KB. No Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when I got the rods and screws out my legs. I'm walking around on a walker with Divine Equality on her board. They walk around Toys R Us.
Wow. Right.
But back to, the December 25th thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The whole notion of buying and just buying. This is a heavy buying season. You know what I mean? And in order for people to run out and buy certain things, they have to be marketed in a certain fashion at a high capacity. And one of the best ways to do that over the years has been getting the rappers on board, getting hip hop into it, and so with that being said, many hip hop artists have gone on to record Christmas songs, and initially I was going to just do a much larger or broader, I should say, topic in terms of just holiday season in general, but specifically as it pertains to hip hop, it's pretty much just been about Christmas. I can't think of any, hip hop Hanukkah songs. Right. I can't think of too much about Easter
Kwanzaa.
Or even Kwanzaa, which is obviously a fairly recent phenomenon. But many have lent their talents to hip hop. To Christmas rather. Right. Obviously, we're talking about probably the most notable. For me, is like the Run DMC joint.
Nothing beats that.
Christmas in Hollis. You know what I mean? And just the way they were able to deliver that, the time this was like at the height of Run DMC. Right. Right. Now, I wonder, did I first hear that before Raising Hell album? It seems like I heard that even before Raising Hell album. Like they might only had those first 2 albums out so far at that point. So for them to really just even do anything, I mean,
was that 85?
Had to be, possibly 86.
I just remember that. I remember 80. It seemed like 85.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll research it.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, Christmas in Hollis, I think that's probably the most influential, quintessential hip hop Christmas song. You know, probably running a second would be maybe Curtis Blow's Christmas rap.
His joint is right up there with theirs too.
Okay.
And we celebrate this with a run. Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow is it, man.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. See, that you could smoke weed to the Curtis Blow joint better than you could the runs, right? You know, even like drinking 40 or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I think the Curtis Blow drink go better with weed and 40. But go ahead.
Who else? Perhaps now I don't know if this was a full out single. The joint with the Treacherous 3 and Dougie Fresh.
Oh,
was that an actual record or just something that came out during Beat Street?
That was on Beat Street,
and it was never an actual record.
Nope.
Very interesting.
I mean, you know, like who came to who legs? Was that was Dougie underneath?
I think so.
Kumo D,
something like that. Yeah, man. But that was a classic part of that film, though.
No doubt.
Definitely a classic part of that film. And I was just always wondering if they ever actually put that out as a sync. Jingle. Yeah, that was and when you get your welfare check, you can kiss my mistletoe. Ho ho ho, ho ho ho. Yeah, man. Beat Street, man. That clearly was 84. Clearly was 84, man. I remember going to 69th Street Terminal when the movie theater was actually inside the terminal.
I don't remember that.
Yes, damn. Man. It was actually inside the terminal. Like that building housed the movie theater.
How long was that like that before they changed it?
I want to say they changed it like early 90s. It might have been 1990.
I missed that.
Man, you used to be able to go in there. I remember going in there on a Saturday, seeing that film and 2 kung fu films on a Saturday. This had to be like 80. Well, that was like 84. Spend your whole day in there for like $5. You know what I mean? Popcorn might have been like $2 or something like that. But you're seeing 3 films for $5. Spend your whole day in there. Like go in there 10, 11 o'clock. You know, come out in the evening having seen 3 films and just, you know, threw popcorn the whole time in there. Our whole neighborhood would be in there.
Damn.
Yeah, you know, because it's in walking distance. So,
right.
You know, we wouldn't even pay any money or a token or whatever.
Y'all
at the time
get any fights in there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every now and then. But, I mean, we used to be in there so deep because it was basically like next to our neighborhood.
Right.
But at that time, we weren't acting up too much in Upper Darby because they still was on some. I can remember being young and had seen Milborn squad cars on 63rd Street asking you when you cross 63rd Street, what are you doing over here? Like it was like Jim Crow slavery or something like that. Like it was the South. Yeah. Because they knew a lot of times we would go over there. There used to be a big Sears and Roebuck.
I remember the Sears.
Yeah, people go over there, steal out of Sears. We go over there, steal out of Sears. You know, steal bike parts out of Sears and stuff like that, or just straight up the whole bike, whatever. So after a while, they just be parked right there on 63rd Street and see you, you know, like a handful of y'all crossing 63rd Street. It's like, hey, fellas, come here for a minute. What are you guys doing over here? Hey. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. But yeah, man, 69th Street Terminal. I can remember
I never
seeing
knew that
films in
joint.
there, especially during the Christmas season, because you know you get your little Christmas money or whatever. You're off for school for about a week or so everybody's headed up to the theater. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I was a downtown kid, man.
Right on.
Downtown kid, Zounds, Spaceport.
I remember Sounds and Spaceport. Yeah.
What was the other one? The blue and white one right across from Zounds?
That I don't remember.
No, Super K was up the street.
Okay.
Spaceport was across.
Okay.
And Super K was in the 1600 block.
Okay.
You know, you gotta know the history. You know.
Yes, sir.
This and I think that is funny. 84. We talking about. I think 84 or was it 85? Was that the year where my man set off the riot downtown on Easter Sunday? And that's when the following year or the following month, all the proprietors had gates on it.
Yeah, that was a pivotal moment in Philly history.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
We would listen, you know, we used to break into the movie theater. I don't know which one it was, but I know what location. I forget whether it was Sam Eric or whatever. The joint right there across from Supercade.
Okay.
You know, where the door opened on. This is before the Liberty Towers.
Okay.
Where the door opened on to Chestnut Street.
Mm.
You know, somebody slide in, or we would be able to pop the door with our hands, and everybody scoot up in.
Okay.
And that's when they still had the balcony. You know, whole North Philly up in the balcony. Throwing stuff off the balcony.
Right.
Waiting for somebody to say something. All of Ben Franklin and Gratz and everything, waiting for somebody to say something. You know what I'm saying? Wrenching out everyone. It's like, you know, you catch us in each other's neighborhoods, and it was like, you know, all right, I knew this nigga. We went to high school together, whatever. Right. So it's like, you know, that's when North Philly was powerful, because it was like everybody was concentrated, and it was like a conglomerate.
Right.
To terrorize the whole city.
Right.
And then, you know, most of those cats went to high school damn near downtown.
Right.
And lived almost downtown. It was a beautiful thing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's why I always say, like, in terms of the dynamic, North Philly is definitely like the Brooklyn of Philly. Like, it's like you always know, some North Philly niggas in here. Like, you know what I mean? They start trouble, right? They start trouble. They rolling on people, like, you know what I mean?
City ain't like that anymore. It's just like it's no more like one, you know, force. It's just like everybody's a real nigga now.
Well, I attribute a lot of that to the way public housing does, in terms of like,
where they were shutting them down, and
they just send you anywhere. You know what I mean? Because even where I work now in Overbrook, there's like a whole section of basically expatriates from North Philly. You know what I mean? Somehow or another, through public housing, they got sent over that direction, and now it's like a whole little pocket of North Phillyites in like three, 4 block radius.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Around 56.
Yeah, they around there causing havoc and confusion too, kidnappings and all sorts. In fact, the first year I got to that station, there was a big thing in the news about a baby that had been kidnapped, or a toddler that was kidnapped. And how when they returned him, they just left him in the middle of the night, just with a diaper on the street. You know what I mean? Didn't even like drop him off somewhere safe. Just like dropped him off, you know, on some random street with a diaper on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where we do that at? But yeah, they have been going back and forth, wars and all that. But again, this whole notion of Christmas and hip hop being a very, very keen selling point in that. I think like nothing else, probably visually, the first thing again I think of is like the Run DMC Christmas in Hollis situation. But even over the years, I think I remember Snoop did a Santa Comes Straight to the Ghetto sort of thing.
Oh, word?
Yeah, it was like him, and I forget the name of his group, with like Badass and all of them in it. It's not. It wasn't the Dog Pound. Like the Dog Pound might be in it, but I know that dude Badass is on the record too. I can remember the video because it was like Snoop, and instead of the white beard, he had like a shaggy black beard. And
word?
Yeah. They had a video for it and everything. Instead of a sleigh, he was like in the air with a Cadillac or something like that. Like it was very Snoop like, very Snoop when you think of Snoop, it was definitely on some pimped out stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, Christmas, man, like no other genre of music. Obviously we know hip hop is able to sell everything from spring water to 40 ounces to, what I mean, Adidas to you name it,
Uh-huh.
and that tradition continues. So what say we get into a sound set and let the people get a taste of exactly what we're referring to. Maybe we'll start exactly where we point our finger at first, which would be Run DMC and
Uh.
Christmas in Hollis here on the official last word. Oh yeah, Jingle with the pole. That was the Magnificent Four, aka the Treacherous Three, plus a very young, up and coming Dougie Fresh. The year was 1984, if I'm not mistaken. The movie was Beat Street, and that was one of the first glimpses that we got of hip hop putting together Christmas music. You know what I mean? As the movie takes place, within the movie, it's supposed to be like around the holiday season or what have you. And I think there was like some sort of talent show or whatever. So obviously, the Beat Street Breakers, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, the New York City Breakers, were and the Rocksteady crew were all a part of that film. Shout out to Rocksteady, shout out to my man Crazy Legs, shout out to all them dudes who keep the whole B-boy thing alive. And we definitely give thanks and appreciate them for their efforts in solidifying hip hop. And we're sitting right now with brother Akeem. He's adding on to the discussion, and we're talking about hip hop and Christmas, man, and this holiday season. And I know you were saying that one of the your first introductions to Run DMC was clearly Christmas in Hollis, as well as, what was the other one you were saying?
What, Walk This Way?
Walk This Way. Yeah, man. I mean, when you think of Run DMC, and the level that they were doing it at, it was like, I think they coined the phrase best. I think they say we took the beat from the street and put it on TV.
Right.
So they were like the first to really market hip hop to like the world.
Yeah.
To the point where it wasn't just this thing that urban kids or black kids in the urban environment were doing. Now it's like, with the records you're talking about, Walk This Way, it was like, all right, they got a record with Aerosmith.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how major that was. That allowed them to get more video play. And first of all, this was like when videos first came out.
Yeah.
Because we remember when there were no videos, and it was like, what was it? I remember, I think in an interview they were saying when somebody came to them with the idea about doing a video for, I think, King of Rock, which was like one of their, or maybe Rock Box, which was one of their first videos. They were like, well, what's a video?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And basically, the person explained it to him, and I guess the rest was history. But definitely Christmas in Hollis, man.
Classic. Because I was saying, every year you can recall, a set of commercials or a commercial.
Right.
Playing that.
That's right.
So it's
that's right.
From, because what year they came out? That came out what?
87.
All the way to 2018.
That's right.
So you're talking about a living legend song right there.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's classic.
Yeah. And right. In the hood, you don't feel like it's officially Christmas until you hear that.
Right. You hear that, you get a good feeling. Like,
right. Exactly. And like you were saying, that classic line, DMC, it's Christmas in Hollis, Queens. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens.
One of the best opening lines ever. Son.
For sure, man. For sure. And even those of us that perhaps weren't into the specific Christmas holiday, like you definitely felt some type of way when you heard him say that.
Right.
Because even if it wasn't on Christmas, you knew about your mom cooking, collard greens and chicken.
Mom's was making something. If it wasn't that,
right.
You was looking forward to something. Mom's making or grandma's making.
That's right.
Mom, we going over grandma's house this year?
That's right.
All right, cool.
Hell yeah, man. So Run DMC definitely paved the way for just a lot of the great strides within hip hop, and definitely seeing how they were able to be used as a marketing tool for everything from Adidas to, I mean, you name it. Again, I keep thinking for some reason about this old school Fred Flintstone Fruity Pebbles commercial where Barney's spinning on his back. And if I remember correctly, they both had thick gold ropes on in the commercial. I think Fred might have had a pair of the square Cazelle glasses frames, which are popular then, which is clearly a playing homage to Run DMC, because that was their whole thing. The Gazelles, the big gold ropes, and all of those sort of visuals, man. So yeah, they definitely pioneered that. We listened to Snoop and his homies, the Dog Pound, as well as Badass and Nate Dogg on Santa Claus Go Straight to the Ghetto.
That was a hot track.
Definitely, yeah. I think out of maybe perhaps out of all of the ones we'll perhaps play tonight, that might be the one that's actually like, yo, aside from just being a Christmas record, this is actually like a dope record.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that on that track, that might be the first time I've heard that, but I've heard that beat in like backdrops of movies.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Like, you know, you never knew what it was until you hear it now. It's like, oh wow.
Exactly.
That's that joint. That's that joint right there.
If I'm not mistaken, that might be Isaac Hayes.
Okay.
I know B Righteous will probably know a little bit better than I would, but I want to say that that's matter of fact, I know that that's Isaac Hayes. It's off of the Shaft soundtrack.
Okay.
And I know it's off the Isaac Hayes soundtrack, and I almost have the tip of the title on my tongue. I know if you feel like you want to make love on. I just don't know the exact title, but I definitely remember. Thank you, B Righteous. I definitely remember that from the Shaft. No, I'm good, G. From the Shaft soundtrack. You know what I mean? And the way they flipped it was just dope. Not sure who produced that, but whoever did it did a very, very good job. And it's just a dope record. It just happens to be about Christmas, but it's a dope record, you know. Rest in power to Nate Dogg. You know, we were talking off air about Nate Dogg and his contribution to hip hop, and I think they call him like the father of G Funk R&B or something like that. Yeah, man. Clearly, and I had forgotten about the record Akeem mentioned. Oh no. Guess who crept in the back door? Which was say my name. Mos Def.
Pharoah Monch.
That's right, man. So big up to all them dudes, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, rest in power to Nate Dogg, man. You know what I mean?
Rest in power to Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, to Isaac Hayes, exactly.
Yo, you know,
Black Moses.
Right. He didn't get inducted until like the Hall of Fame for writers, I think, until like 2005.
Right, yeah, it was late in the game. That's right.
Like, why did it take so? You know what I mean? Hits this dude wrote,
right,
and contributed to Isaac Hayes. Yes,
I think Isaac was underappreciated though.
Absolutely.
Like Isaac got a lot of hits.
Yes.
And to be honest, it took me a while to get put on to Isaac, you know, after, you know, Pusha Man and then Superfly.
No. That's
Curtis Mayfield.
That's Curtis
Mayfield. Right.
He was underappreciated too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, Isaac is definitely underappreciated.
And I think you making that era actually speaks to the fact that they were pioneers at like doing soundtracks for whole films,
right?
Because that Curtis Mayfield was the Superfly soundtrack, Isaac Hayes was Shaft, and sometimes you do kind of cross pollinates because that whole era of blaxploitation film popped off at like the same time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Shaft came first, and then Superfly was like that next summer or something like that. But it was like that, both similar vibes and just both having, you know, this extremely talented composer and arranger of music do a whole soundtrack. We really didn't see a lot of that prior to that. You know, before that, it was like, you know, you had, of course, like the white dudes, like maybe like a Neil Hefti or Burt Bacharach or somebody like that that would do like a whole movie soundtrack. But as far as like us doing whole movie soundtracks and then for a whole black film was definitely some pioneering stuff. So, I mean, just those two alone, I mean, of course, Superfly, that soundtrack is just like nuts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Freddie's Dead, you know what I mean? Just the whole joint, crazy. And definitely Shaft gets overlooked. You know, when you go back and listen to that, obviously the title track, who's the Black Private Dick that's a sex machine, all the chicks. You're damn right. You know what I mean? From that to Cafe Reggio's. There used to be a radio program, I think, here on like WHAT, and for years their opening was the Cafe Reggio's from off of that same joint. And I used to always wonder, where did that come from? So one day my dad sat me down. He was a big John Shaft fan. Sat me down and just played the whole soundtrack. And I was like, oh, that's where they got that from. And it was like one of the lesser cuts on the soundtrack, but it was like so dope. And it so reminds me to this day of Philly. Anytime I hear it, I'm somewhere else in the world. I always think of Philly when I hear Cafe Reggio's. But yeah, man, Isaac Hayes, man. Isaac Hayes. I wonder, did Isaac Hayes ever do any Christmas music?
Probably so.
Probably,
sure.
Right?
Yeah, I'm 100% certain.
Yeah, that.
But you know, like you think of Isaac Hayes, nobody remembers it. And I only say this because I was just doing some research, and his name came up. He wrote the majority. Him and David Porter wrote the majority of Sam and Dave's hits.
That's right. I did hear it. Right.
All of that. That's him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just was like, F it, I can't really sing that good, but I'm gonna put out a whole. It's just about James Brown can't sing either.
Right.
So he was just like, F it, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and go solo.
That's right.
I had a whole orchestra, you know.
That's right.
Doing 15-minute songs. Walk by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Walk on by.
Yeah.
That's right. His version of that.
Exactly.
And for the most part, he was on Stax Records, right?
Right. He was on Stax Records.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that came out of David Porter's brainchild.
Okay.
You know, and then it was him. I didn't even know like that Maurice White went to high school with David Porter.
Okay.
I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. But it was like, you know, and David Porter, he's known more for what he wrote than what he performed. But he, you know, him and Isaac was, you know, was a writing team.
Okay.
And they wrote mad stuff. And then, you know, Isaac had the bar case backing him up.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So it was just like a whole, like this whole gumbo of dope soul and funk cats and rock and roll cats just doing their thing, playing music. And then Isaac, just like you say, he just kind of like broke off and did his thing. But yeah, it's just, you know, so it's like I'm quite sure he probably has a Christmas album in the low, because you know Isaac was just about expression.
Right.
Isaac Hayes was just about expression, but I mean, like, yeah, that whole thing is just crazy. I mean, his I don't know if it's too many cuts that he did that Snoop didn't sample, or that Dre didn't sample for Snoop.
Okay.
Or have replayed, because on that joint they replayed it.
Yeah.
You know, but like the joint Stranded on Death Row.
Yeah.
That's Isaac Hayes. From off a live album.
Okay.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Boom. That's Isaac Hayes. And then they resampled the joint, what's my favorite? Kiss Goodnight. A few more, I forget the name of it. It's like A Few More Kisses Goodnight. That
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that era in West Coast though was good for that though. That era in West Coast took all those oldies and flipped them and made them into hits.
Well, a lot of that stuff like was sampled. It was a concert out in Watts called Watts Stacks.
That's right. I got that on DVD.
Right.
Yeah.
And they sampled a lot of that stuff. You know, the staple singers, a lot of those samples that you hear throughout hip hop.
Yeah.
It's at least it's at least 5 vocal samples off the Watt Stacks live album alone. At least 5. You know, because that I don't know what this world is coming to. That's from Watt Stacks. You got the CD. You don't remember that?
That's
guy?
Right. That's right. That's
Brothers
right.
and sisters.
That's right. Jesse out there. That's right.
I don't know what this world is coming to.
That's right.
But the Bomb Squad was everything, man. Hank Shockley, Eric Sadler, everything.
A lot of hits from that era.
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it wasn't too many like samples of the tracks, but the vocal drops was serious because that was like a whole like. I don't know what you call it. Like it was like a conscious type movement type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
So it was a dope. It was a dope. You know,
even who is the original record to Kane's Young, Gifted, and Black? Because he whoever that dude is, he performed that. Dun, dun,
Oh yeah,
dun, dun,
but that's James Brown, ain't it?
Nah, it's one of them dudes because I remember he did it live out there at Watt Stacks, and I remember like, yo, that's the shit from Young.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. You got was that BT Booker T and MG?
It might be.
Yeah, because he was on what they was on Stacks.
Right,
yeah, it was Booker T, and that was David Porter's homeboy. He took them to Watts. If it wasn't for David Porter, there's no Stacks Records. There's no Stacks Records without David Porter. And I mean, like, I didn't realize that until I was reading, and I'm like, wow, because he brought the idea to the owners, and it eventually turned into Stax Records. It was something else. I forget the name. He brought the idea to them. He was working across the street while he was in high school and went and asked them would they be interested in recording the type of music that he, did.
Okay.
And they was like, yeah. And that's how it all popped off.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Maurice White was from Tennessee, man.
I wouldn't have gathered that either.
So it's like, I mean, I gotta go visit Tennessee again from a whole nother, because I mean that state is rich in music, man.
Apparently, it's filled with music.
Yeah, it's rich in music. I mean, so it's like two places, if you're a musician that you gotta go spend some time, and that's Memphis, Tennessee, and San Francisco. All famous musicians have done something or been to San Francisco on another level. Matter of fact, when Isaac Hayes did that, I'm trying to remember, it's a few more kisses to go. That I think I can't remember the name, but so I know it's like one of those few more kisses or something like that. He wrote that in San Francisco.
Oh wow.
I was like, damn, it must be just something, And you look at other songs, like I forget the name of the group that I think they was either from San Francisco or they recorded at the joint that Brand Nubians used for Love Me or Leave Me Alone.
Okay.
I mean, it's just something about San Fran.
Okay.
Besides it being cold and shit, You
think San Francisco's cold?
And man, the weather never gets above 85, I was told.
Oh, you mean in respect to being on the West Coast or being in respect to being okay?
And it gets like, but see.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, it is north. Right. It's still north. It's just West Coast, but it's still north. Yeah. And
the crazy thing is, like, a lot of you'll understand, and I'm sure you'll agree. Like, West Coast 50 degrees is different than East Coast 50 degrees.
Yeah.
Because 50 degrees out there is like 40 degrees out here.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
I mean, like, they'd be like, oh, you can be 50. You're like, oh, damn, that's cool. I can rock a nice little hoodie. No, nigga, you better put a leather on with that hoodie.
Right.
Because it's like, I mean, it's serious. It's like a 5 to 7 degree difference.
Right.
It's real weird.
Right.
West Coast, but I mean, they say it's for the women, the weed, and the weather.
Yes, sir.
What else you got on the list, God?
Hey, man, we're doing the Christmas thing here. Shout out to all the people out there listening. Shout out to M7. Hope he's gotten all his
holy day,
his tinsel, and and all
he
that.
Got his holy day celebration.
Yeah, man. But we listen again to that. I gotta go back to this Treacherous 3. I think on that particular record they were calling themselves the Magnificent Four or something like that. Is that because Dougie joined them, or
Dougie,
oh man, a young Dougie fresh with the
off
Jerry
block,
curl?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow, you
Yeah.
went there, not the carefree curl.
Not the carefree
The
curl,
Jerry
Jerry curl.
Damn, he couldn't even have a Carl Lewis curl. He had to have a Jerry
Not
curl.
an S curl, but a Jerry curl.
My father used to put that bullshit in his hair. Red wine bottle be all squirting on. I'm like, nigga, you don't need that in your hair.
Now, do y'all see the Jerry curl making a comeback? Yo? I mean, everything else making a
Man,
comeback.
right. I
Jerry
wouldn't
curl
be
making a
surprised, man. If some
Did it ever leave out the
Well,
West Coast?
There's a battle rapper, Shock Rue. I've seen do a couple battles.
And he's got a Jerry curl?
With a Jerry curl esque type thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Where is he from?
North Jersey. No, he's from Patterson. Patterson.
Are
Jersey.
you serious? And he got a.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've seen it. I'll show y'all.
And his
You know
name
what I mean?
is Shock Rue.
Shock Rue.
Shock Rue.
Yeah.
I hope
I'm surprised ain't nobody clowning him about that.
Listen, I mean, he had a Scully on. I mean, he had a Scully, but then you see the curls coming down.
Right.
Oh, I can respect it. Yeah, I mean, innovative, but you know, outside of my lane, but I can respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take me some years to get up that Jericho status, but
You know what I mean? Like, yo.
Jerry.
Wow, I guess everything is retro now, and I would imagine he's probably in his 20s or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
probably late 20s at the least.
Right, so they going through that whole. They've seen bits and pieces of the 80s and 90s, and they just
Niggas
trying to
bags on their hair.
you know what I mean? Shower caps, right? I remember. But see, the crazy thing is, in Philly, you didn't really see a lot of dudes with him. Of course, you saw a lot of girls with him, but you didn't see like a lot of dudes
unless
with
they was from down south.
Right?
Yeah,
right, with one gold tooth in their mouth. You know what I mean?
Damn, the Jerry curl.
Curl.
Remember, you know, it's funny. I never knew until my brother told me a couple of days ago that Hollywood Shuffle was in the movies.
Oh, you never knew that was actually in the film?
I saw the movie,
right?
But I never knew it was in the theaters.
Yeah,
he was like, yeah, it was because he used to manage the joint right across from right next to Zounds.
Okay.
You know, I was like, dang, you know, I'm like, damn, you know, I didn't know that was in the theater.
Wow, and you know what that theater was like? Speaking of Christmas, like if you ever like,
that's where I saw Beach Street.
Right, when people wanted to go around my way, wanted to go to like the movies on Christmas, where you knew like most of the city was going to be, you would go to that theater, or even Easter, even you know what I mean? Definitely, man, definitely, yeah, man. But yeah, man, this whole Christmas thing, man, and you know. The Treacherous 3
on Chestnut. You think about that, right?
Yeah.
On Chestnut Street, there used to be 5 movie theaters between 20th and Broad.
Right. That's right.
Now there's not one.
That's right. That's right.
That's crazy.
That's right. And they were all like, well, I know at least 2 of them were like that real old school style balcony. Like
the one where I saw Return of the Jedi, the day that the Sixers had their championship parade.
Oh man, I wanted to go to that. People was tearing up downtown, man. Tearing up. Dudes was coming back to Clara Muhammad with new sneakers on, laughing at everybody. Y'all ain't go. You went to school yesterday? I was salty.
Nigga, salty. I was down there. I couldn't act up with my mother.
Okay, right.
And you know the cats from the hood was in there.
Right.
Like I told you, they was the ones that set off the smash and grab during Easter.
Right.
You can Google that. That gotta be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
First Philly smash and grab or Easter smash and grab. I know that's on YouTube. And if I told you the brother, he's a legend that did it. Oh man, he was so smart. He came from a fan's mom used to boost. It was just crazy. They went through. They all stayed dipped, the whole family, and they was all genetically cut up.
Okay.
Used to do. I mean, I'm talking about 6 packs, all like. Used to do gymnastics. I mean, niggas was flipping over 5 and foot fences and shit. Like I was like, yo, they used to have competition. I mean, this niggas would run and flip, do somersaults, and then jump over the fence. I'm like, yo, these niggas was acrobats. They was ghetto acrobats.
A family of ghetto acrobats.
Yes, I'm trying to without the fucking pissy mattress. Like we used to stand in the schoolyard. And these niggas would be like 20, 30 yards of somersaults, cartwheels, backflips. And like this was some shit that would be in the Olympics. They doing this shit with with jeans on, nigga. Not sweatpants, jeans. They got brand new Guess jeans. Like they stayed dipped. They brand new. You know what I mean? Rest in power, Fat Man. They had Guess jeans, track Nikes with the joints when the track Nikes came out with the like the graph paper joint on them.
Okay.
Remember the track was was blue with the graph paper blocks on them?
Yeah.
They had them on. State Izod Lacoste shirts every day.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you, they stayed like their moms was boosting heavy.
Not Latigre, but
Izod. Yo, and this wasn't no joint where like the official Izod, like right out of John Wanamaker, right out of Strawbridge. And I mean, like I said, he took. I don't know what he had the idea. He went right at it because it was mad crowded that day on Chestnut Street.
Okay.
Easter, and he went. It was Christmas in April, nigga, because he went right through. He grabbed the trash can with boosh. Went right through the door. He snatched up everything off the rack, put it in the trash bags, threw it in the dumpster, came out, went around, and went through the next window. And I'm like, damn, how did you think of that shit? Like, he's telling us this, like, because you heard about it on the news, you seen all the, the commotion, and you're like, damn, never saw him. And he down that way, and you like, yo, what's up? I ain't gonna say his name and shit, but it's like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, y'all saw that? Fast talking, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like I said, he was short and genetically all like, and you like, yo, he was like, yo, yeah, that was me. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he like fresh out, still in the car. He always had a damn before scooters was really the thing to have back in '85. He always had a scooter. Whether he bought it or stole it, he always had a fresh scooter. He had the what was they called? The Elite. He had the Elite 80. Yeah. Oh, I remember his beautiful journal, burgundy. He came through, riding all down the pavement, jumping off the wow. And you never get like he never got caught by the cops. Cops would be chasing him. All right, watch it. Unless they about to come around the corner. Tell them I went this way. Always still in the car. Like, that was his thing.
Okay. Wonder what he's doing these days.
I mean, he just came home. He got his PhD. He got his PhD. He just came home from doing a nice number. You know what I'm saying? It was funny.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. It was funny because, as you stay in a life of crime, you kind of like graduate. Right. I mean, my path was a little different, but I watched his. Right. And like when I was like out of commission, they had like his, like it's rest in power, Fat Man. He returned us is about like 8 years ago. No, it was probably late. No, about 6 years ago. He had a heart attack or whatever. He said a year older than me. And Fat Man, aired somebody out on his brother's behalf. Okay. He aired the dude out, and Fat Man was on a run for all those years. Like that happened. He was on a run for like 20 years. And his brother was down for the pound for the whole time. Okay. They caught his brother. And Fat Man he was on the run for about at least 18. I didn't realize it was that long until just now.
That's a good run.
Yeah. But
I forgot what I'm running from.
Right at that point.
Y'all would have called me. I'm like,
like I said, all of them, like I seen these niggas snatching earrings, rolling drunks, all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as you get up there, like they took the slow path. I just like when I jumped in, it was right at the front of the line. Right. Wow. Like, so yeah, my thing, I jumped in with both feet. And the funny thing is, like I told y'all, I did a lot of what I did just for sport. Right. Because I was getting money other ways. It was just like, right. But yeah, it's like, I mean, and I respect that brother. He came home to his number, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you talk about the movie theaters, man, like they was the one put us on it because easily 4 or 5 years older. Okay. So we was all his young boys. popping the door, all types of stuff. I told you they used to go over because they was, they wasn't as supervised as we were.
Mhm.
And they used to go to the 25-cent theater and watch karate movies
Okay.
on the avenue.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, that played a big role. You never was into, did you ever go buy, like presents and stuff like that?
Nah.
They was just given to you by your
Right.
extended family, by
Right.
your other family members. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the whole thing. I buy my father some corn. You know what I do? I go buy my father a fragrance or fragrances that I would
Okay.
want to wear.
Mhm.
You just end up wearing it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh man, 'tis the season, huh?
Hey, I had his smells and my smell.
Always
Shit.
fresh.
Absolutely. Then I had to creep one of my brother's smells, because he'll bring my neck. The creep his smells when he out. All right, I'm gonna get some of this.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
But no, that was it. That was it. Like, what about you? I know you come from an Islamic, household, Hakeem.
I do. I mean, but I recall, back in the days, like last time said, Mom Deuce wanted to, set an environment to where we could experience it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, moms would, she would get gifts. We wouldn't necessarily get them on Christmas, but we'll get it like the day after Christmas.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I remember the whole time mom said, she tried to hide the gifts, but I got 5 brothers, 1 sister. So,
Ain't hiding too much.
no,
Right.
little kids determined they're gonna find it. So I remember one year we found them. Man, Mom Deuce was pissed. I forget how she found out. We found them though. I think somebody might have ratted us out. Mom's was pissed. I'm pissed, and I'm talking like she didn't give us our gifts until like April. April. By that time, we didn't forgot what these joints are for. Like, yo, whose birthday is it? It's my birthday, nah. You know what I mean? But it was good times, and it was a good experience.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? It was a good experience, especially as a kid, because growing up in an Islamic type of household. You see the other kids talk about their gifts
Exactly.
after you come up. After
now, how was that for y'all? Like, I mean, like y'all, so both of y'all got that experience. Like, y'all get around your friends from around the way. They come out, new shoes, new coat, toys and shit.
Right.
They all in your Muslim face. And
Right.
shit. I mean, and y'all sitting there with like nothing.
Now, for me, Christmas wasn't that bad. Because again, like I will go to grandma's crib. She lived 2 blocks away, so she always So we always could show a little something. I just remember Easter being a little tough when I started getting a little older, because that's when everybody's fila sweatsuits and you know what I mean. And by then it was like, yo, I gotta get that for myself. Like I'm not gonna keep coming at and then because everybody wanted to squad up and go to the movies that day.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like you gotta come at least with a new pair of kicks or something. Something.
Yeah.
So it was rough. I remember Easter being a little rough. That's when the pressure was on, because everybody again they coming out. I remember my homie faithfully fila down or Adidas down, or even back when like T.I. like a T.I. sweatsuit or something like that down, head to toe and all of that. And then I'm coming just with some regular gear on.
Right.
So you know what I mean? As I got older, I was like,
gear,
ain't even new gear. So as time got pressed on, by the time I was like maybe like 15, 16, I just started preparing up to Easter, like, yo, let me get my little job or put my little money aside so at least my kick game is right on that day.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I ain't coming through with the BC fit. Come through with the AD fit. You know what I mean? Don't give me the before Christ fit. You know what I mean? Everybody coming through with the AD fit.
Right.
Like, yo, Easter just passed?
You know what I mean?
You still got your BC fit, don't you? You gonna do me like that?
Niggas is going it on you like that.
You gonna do me like that, though,
shit.
bro? The BC fit? All right. Cool.
God damn. That sounds like some shit. Oh, shit.
Straight up.
We wasn't really handling, but my mom's, we always we had a suit. So my mom was on some extra shit because we would get the suit, but the suit was for the rest of the year and shit, for church and shit. So you get that suit and a sweatsuit.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And a pair of sneakers and some shoes. So we was kind of all right, you know what I mean? Because like, most niggas, they wore what they wore on Easter to school
the next
day.
day. Yeah, that's right.
But we only wore that for half a day because like we could come in one day with the suit on. The niggas like, oh damn, he got his shirt, his Easter suit on. Then you come in on Tuesday with the sweatsuit.
Right.
You know, so that was kind of dope. But I mean, I would have never thought that the Easter thing would have fucked with y'all.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because you know, as a kid, it's just always, you know, I mean, you want the latest and the greatest, and
Right.
when your friends get the latest and greatest, you want to
Right.
be right there with them.
Right.
That's all it was. But I mean, you know, you made it through.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
So hold on. So what was worse for you, Akeem? Was it Easter or Christmas?
I think it was more or less like Christmas because of the abundance of gifts.
Right.
Like Easter, all you had to worry about was the fit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when cats come in like the Nintendo joint, you know what I mean? Cats come in with the Nintendo,
Right,
you just
right.
And
like,
all those action figures and
Right,
shit
right,
on
right.
you. They carrying action figures to school.
and you know, you get the invitation. Your boy like, yo, come through. I just got the XYZ ABC. Like you ain't turned it down because I wanted to play your joint.
Right.
I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying?
And
So you
see,
know, I'm gonna come
Boom
through.
laughing because that wasn't that too far long ago for him.
Right.
Like he thinking like a couple years ago. It might be this year. He got the new game system and all that. You know what I mean?
God
So that's
damn.
still fresh in his mind. Like he probably wondering now, like,
And
I
he's the
wonder what's
only
up.
child and
Oh,
shit.
you an only child?
Huh?
You an only child?
Yeah.
Oh man, so you know he's getting laced. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he's getting laced.
Everybody's buying this little
Right.
motherfucker. That's how my nephew was.
Only grandchild too? Oh,
yeah,
so they go all out. Like,
Boom making sure that stays like that too. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
ain't nobody having nothing right.
I get all
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
all of it. You know what I mean?
damn. But yeah, so yeah, the Christmas thing. I mean, that shit was even kind of tough for a motherfucker like me. But like I told you, it was motherfuckers. My god brother was the only child and grandchild. So he had, you know, he come through, the gear is all out of Spiegels. He just picked what the fuck he wanted.
Right.
I mean, you know, expensive leather trench coat, this, that. He was the first motherfucker I knew with the J3s. He had the white joints with the, you know, with the Italian leather. I'm like, oh, this he had every fucking thing. I got a corny ass little Christian Dior velour sweatsuit and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my little corny ass leather from out of today's, man. My shit was fried up. My shit was fried up. It had the wings like you could unzip under here. It was chocolate. It was butter soft with the suede up under here. Niggas like, yo, that shit's hot. I ain't told where I got it from. Today's man. You know, what was that called? The bank when they was going out of business sale and shit. You know, one of the times they was going out of business before they finally went out of business.
At least it wasn't Crash Brothers store.
Oh shit! I had Crash Brothers shit.
Crash Brothers.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. He don't remember Crash Brothers.
Crash Brothers?
You too young.
South Crash Brothers.
That was South Street. When before South Street was South Street.
Right.
9th and South.
Right.
They had a big ass lot. That shit looked like North Philly and shit. South Street used to look like North Philly, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, nah.
Store of the Stars.
Store of the Stars. It was a big ass lot next door.
Crash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Then they have a commercial.
That's right. Crash Brothers.
Crash Brothers.
That's right. That was their big selling point. That's no commercial.
That shit was next to a landfill. Everybody was illegally dumping shit. So my mom and them negotiating the price, putting shit on layaway. We outside, right at home. It's North Philly.
An abandoned lot.
An abandoned lot with tar and all types of shit. You know,
probably lead
shit,
and asbestos all up.
Everything out there. I don't know what the fuck it is. We just playing like we right around the way. You know what I'm saying? Then we was up Frankfurt Avenue. You know, I had to go to the Husky because I was a little fat motherfucker. So I had to go get the Husky sizes. I remember my grandfather laughing one day. We went to return some shit that I couldn't fit. He was like, damn, champ, your waist big as mine. And I turned into Fred Flintstone. Yeah, I got real small because they laughed me out the store and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this old motherfucker put me on blast. Right on blast. But I had them Lee jeans. Fuck you.
All right.
Lee jeans,
That's what it was
the
all about.
Lee microcords.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we'd be up Frankfurt Avenue at American Pants Company.
Yes, sir.
Remember that?
Yes, sir.
They had the commercials doing dancing on it.
That's right. We had one up 69th Street.
There was American Pants Company.
American Pants Company. That's
Did
right.
not know that.
Got all my leads from there.
Did not know that. We was right up Frankfurt Avenue. hoping mom still had a little bit of money. Let's say we could get a slice of pizza and a cherry Coke.
Right.
Right across the street. And my mom would belch. She would do the nastiest, wettest belch. Oh my God, it's so
Thank you for
embarrassing.
sharing that with us.
Yo, that was embarrassing. I'm trying to tell you. She'd do that shit. We'd be ready to hide. She'd do it no matter where we was.
Take that.
She was a
Take
Pepsi drinker, but she liked her cherry Coke.
Right.
And they ain't had no Pepsi at Roy Rogers, but they had cherry Coke.
Roy Rogers.
And we'd be up in Roy Rogers. She eat her 2-piece white meat. And then let that thing go.
Damn, Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers,
you know
right?
Roy Rogers?
I know Roy Rogers.
Oh, okay.
And they chicken was the truth.
True.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, If
Yeah.
you played downtown, you knew to go to Roy Rogers on the 1500 block of Chestnut Street.
Yes, sir.
That was where they had like multi-level.
Yes, sir.
Crazy fixing bar. You be standing in the line and be going out the door.
Right.
That was a long day. Roy Rogers had 2 big Roy Rogers on Chestnut Street.
That's right.
But yeah, so we was, I mean, that downtown thing.
Well, listen, why don't we get into another Christmas sound set to all my Latino brothers and sisters out there. Feliz Navidad, Prospero Año Nuevo. And we're going to get into, maybe we'll bring them up to speed with some of the more current hip hop Christmas songs. Maybe we'll do a little Jim Jones, Ballin' on Christmas. Maybe we'll play who else we got here? Maybe we'll do a little Easy. Yeah, I didn't even know Easy E had a Merry Christmas Mother. Yeah, maybe we'll play that as a one throwback in there, and then perhaps Outcast, yeah, with Players Ball here on the official last
That
word.
was a Christmas joint?
Check it out.
But they saying it's looking like we gonna get Anthony
Oh
Davis.
yeah.
Barbed wire.
Ho ho ho.
I don't know why they call that Christmas song. Eldon.
That was Outkast with Players Ball.
Right.
Prior to that, we listened to Jim Jones and the Dipset, as well as Eazy-E, Merry Mother Effin' Christmas. I'm sure that one goes over well in many of the homes in Middle America as they sit around and light the Yule log. Put on some, hey honey, put on some Eazy-E. Why don't you?
They got the Walmart version.
Hey, easy.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Again, hip hop has always been used as a major marketing tool. Christmas
more so
season
than
is
any other music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now that I think about it, I'm like,
right.
Because I don't think rock or any other. I mean, rock, the only thing was marketing was guitars and drums.
Right.
And electric bass and, amps. But they wasn't endorsing clothing lines.
Right. Definitely, man. Hip hop strikes again. We listen to a lot in the way of Christmas music. There were still some that, that we didn't go into. And perhaps, once the show closes, we'll play some others. But we appreciate everyone who's tuned in. If you're involved in going to and fro with the holiday season, we trust that you'll, first of all, drive safely, commute safely. If you subscribe to the whole notion of, Jesus Christ, who taught freedom, justice, and equality, then, perhaps implement more of that message into your family gatherings and be about freedom, justice, and equality for all the people that you encounter, as well as your actual physical family. And, enjoying your so-called holiday safely. Before we get out like shout, we're going to let Be Righteous let the listening audience know where they can check us out on social media.
No, I get the pleasure.
Absolutely.
Well, you find folks out there in Periscope and Big Bad Radio Land. You can all stay tuned to the social media for the official last word. Last word. That's OLASTWORD on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, the social media for Big Bad Radio, BIGBADRADIOU, not one mother thing. I want to thank all y'all for tuning in this evening. We'll see you on the other side. Stay tuned to social media for any of the happenings around here in the area, and I'll pass it back to you, Grandmaster Lash.
Once again, enjoy yourselves. Have a safe, productive gathering in and around the so-called holiday season. And as always, in parting and leaving, we leave you with peace.